The next thing, of course, is to register a domain name. Now, the name that you will pick will depend on the niche that you pick. So the name that you will register actually will depend on the main topic of your website, as you will see in a minute. But these are the top line things to consider. The first thing is the name should be short and memorable. Avoid very long things. I've seen the reason why actually I left or I abandoned my first website is because the name was really weird and it was very long. So you want to keep your name very short. For example, you look at domain names like facebook.com. That's very memorable. Twitter and all that. So you have to have that thing in your mind. The next thing is you need to pick the .com domain. So .com domain means this is something that's universal. It's something that goes everywhere. Now, there are some times that you have to pick a .co.ke. So this works if you are targeting Kenyan market, because in my experience, it's easier to rank a .co.ke domain than a .com. So if we start today together at the same time, two websites, yours, you go with .co.ke, and for me, I go with .com. Your .co.ke domain or website will rank faster than my .com. Reason being, .co.ke is a Kenyan. It tells Google that this website targets Kenya. But for .com, it tells Google that this guy is trying to rank for the entire world. So this is best for if you're trying to attract foreign or international audience, and go for .co.ke domain if you're trying to attract local audience. And of course, remember, these will vary in prices, as you will see in a minute. If you want to pick a domain name, let me show you how you can use CHPT. So let's fire up CHPT. So this is CHPT actually. Now, what you need to do here is just tell it or him or her, I don't know, that what your blog is about, and then ask him or her to suggest some names. So for example, you can tell I want to start a blog about, say, fridges in Kenya. Brainstorm 10 short and memorable domain names. Just as simple as that, and then of course you will see it working its magic. As you can see here, it has given me 10. There is this one, kenyanfridgefacts.com, coolkenyanappliances.com, fridgeexpertkenya.com, shieldkenyanliving.com, and all that. But as you can see, it's giving me .com, but I don't want .com. So you can use this. You can use these as they are, or to help you come up with a better name. For example, here I'm seeing here fridgeinsider.com. So of course, if you look at fridgeinsider.com, it's taken, but if you take it, I'm sure .com is available. So I will show you how to register. So once you find, so for me, I've taken this one, fridgeinsider. Of course not .com, because I'm sure it's taken, but fridgeinsider name. Now, the reason why I'm avoiding or I'm omitting Kenya is because if I'm using .co.ke, it already communicates that this is a Kenyan website. So unless this is a business domain, you need to avoid using the word Kenya in your .co.ke, because it sounds weird. Already .co.ke means you're Kenyan. You don't have to use the word Kenya in your name unless it's a brand name. Unless it's a brand name. That's why I'm just choosing this on Fridge Insider. So the domain that I picked for the website that we'll be starting today is called bestproducts.co.ke. So this is it. So this is the name that I registered. I've registered it already. Reason being, I wanted to show you everything you need, everything of how to set up this website. So the issue is, when you register a name, it takes around 3 hours for it to propagate. So propagation means, it takes some time for it to work. See kama gari, you just put in the key and then you start driving. No, it needs some time to propagate, and .co.ke takes around 3 hours. So I registered this one early in preparation for this video. Now let me show you step by step on how you can register. So once, as you can see, I've decided, say I want to register about free chase. I want to start a blog about free chase. Say I want to register this one. So free insider. So I'll just take that. Go to trust.co.ke. There's a link in the description. Come here. When you land on the home page, come here to domains and then domain search. So Trust, a little history. Trust is one of the leading web hosting companies in Kenya. This is the company that will provide you everything you need to start and monetize your blog in Kenya. Now, once you click that, you will be brought here where you can register the domain. Once it's registered under your name, no one can register it, unless you don't renew it. We'll talk about that in a minute. So to register a domain, just come here. And of course, maybe you're wondering what's a domain. So a domain is that special address that people type into the Google or the web browser to access your website. So for example, if you want to access Facebook, you normally type facebook.com. So facebook.com is a domain name. Yeah. So that's the short explanation. Now let me show you how to register. So for mine, say I want to register Fridge Insider. So just type that, fridgeinsider.co.ke. Don't forget that. Yeah, and then click search. What this is doing is it's going through a database somewhere and looking for a match. If they don't find a match, it brings back your domain as available. But what happens if I want to register something like Facebook? .co.ke, it comes out unavailable. What unavailable here means that someone else has already registered, and this means that so this is another chance for you to learn a lesson. Number one, if it's unavailable, it means someone has already registered. Yeah. Number two, don't use brand names. Don't use someone else's trademarks as your blog name. So for example, Facebook, even if this was available, I wouldn't register it because they could sue me, and all that stuff. So don't register people's brand names as your own. That's why you have to think hard before you come up with your domain name. Now if it's unavailable, if you picked something that's not brandable actually, or that doesn't is not brandable, you will need to repeat again the process until you find one. So for example, Facebook one, I'm sure this is available, as you can see, available, but of course I can't register that because it contains someone else's trademark. Yeah. So let's go back to our fridgeinsider.co.ke and then search, and yes, this is available, and I'm sure this is no one's trademark, so I'm free to register it. Now if you look at here, it says Kenyan shillings 725, so that's the price that I will pay now to own this for the next 1 year. So what I need to do is just click add to cart. Now maybe just to point out, if you want some other extension other than, so extension actually is this last part here, .co.ke. So if you want something like fridgeinsider.com, fridgeinsider.xyz, fridgeinsider.org, .ke, .shop, and all that, they have all these extensions here. As you can see, .com is going for 1,000, and .co.ke is going for 725. So it's cheaper to register .co.ke other than that. Now that said, to register, just click add to cart, and then of course check out. Next, this is now where you configure your domain. As you can see, registration period is 1 year. This means that I'm registering fridgeinsider.co.ke for the next 1 year, starting today. Yeah, starting the day that you register that domain for the next 1 year. Now, if you don't renew after that, that thing goes back to market. But I'm just jumping ahead. Now, if you look at here, hosting. It says no hosting, click to add. So hosting is where the files of your website will be stored. Remember, your website will have things like images, articles, videos, all that. The place now where all of this information or all of these files will be stored is called hosting. Yeah, so unfortunately hosting also costs money. I don't know if that's unfortunate, but no, I don't know. Yeah, it costs money. So to add hosting to your order, just click no hosting here, and then of course now you need to browse. So this will take you to some of the packages that TrueHost have. So they, for example, this one, TrueHost Silver hosting, going for 2,000 annually. So remember that, 2,000 per year. We have gold here, gold hosting, going for 700 monthly. Yeah, so you'll pay 700 per month, or you can pay 2,000 per year for silver. And they have a lot of packages here. If you're spoiled of choice here, if you don't know what to pick, just pick something that you can afford. Take into account your budget, or of course your future needs. So for me, I started with this one, silver, because it allows me to host up to 3 domains, which means if I want to start another blog, I don't have to get another hosting, because the hosting that I have now allows me to host up to 3 more domains inside. And you can see here it comes with free SSL, so we'll talk about what that is later. And of course also you get unlimited bandwidth and unlimited email accounts, and all of these features right here. Yeah, and of course the most important part here is 24/7 support, which means if I have an issue, if I run into problems in the course of running my website, I can talk to TrueHost support anytime, even if it means middle of the night. Now to add the package, the hosting package, into your order, just click order now. And of course when you come here, make sure you use the domain that's already in your cart. So click use. Now if you look at here, you need to configure it. Essentially you're choosing here the billing cycle. So billing cycle is how often will you be paying. So they have 12 months, 24 months and 36 months. And for your information, the more months you pay for, the cheaper it gets. As you can see, if you pay for the 6 months, you'll be paying 150 per month. And if you pay for 24 months, you pay 158. If you pay for 12 months, you pay 166. So you choose what you want here. And of course there are other available add-ons, but I won't get to that here. So I'm happy paying for for the next 1 year. So click continue. As you can see, this one says here, this is the domain that you want to register. This is the registration period, and then as you can see, it says here now it has hosting, which means now our order has both the domain, that's the name for our blog, and hosting, that's where we'll add our files. Yeah, then click continue. Just make sure everything here checks out, and if it does, click checkout now. But also you can use a coupon code if you have. So if you have a TrueHost coupon code, you can use it here, and then click validate. So a coupon code will actually set up, will actually insert some or apply some discount to your value here. As you can see, the total due today is 27.25. So check out now. From here, what I need to do is just create an account for me. Yeah, so just create a user account. So you can do that under here. Yeah, provide everything, provide your location information, and then the last thing is choose the password. So this is the password that you will use to access your client area, like the one you're seeing here. Next thing is to choose your payment method. They have MasterCard, Airtel, M-Pesa, bank transfer, and PayPal. Now remember, in Kenya they have VAT, as you can see here. If you use Airtel, if you use any of these 3, either Airtel, M-Pesa, or bank, there is a plus 16% VAT. So keep that in mind as you choose your payment method. Now once you're done, click I have read and agree to the terms of service, and then complete order. Now once you pay for your order, you will receive what we call the cPanel logins. You will save information into your email that you used to sign up here, the one you put here, ile umeweka hapa, ndio utatumiwa information vile ku access how to what you call the cPanel. Now cPanel actually is what will help you manage your website. Once you receive this information, you need to log in. To log in, you will need to log in a place like this. So let's see on our checklist. So we've registered domain, we've gotten the hosting, and then of course now let's talk about shared. I think this is something that I didn't mention, the shared and VPS. So in your course of researching the best hosting for your blog, you will meet these two animals here, shared hosting and VPS. So shared means, you're sharing the same server with other people. Now, the positive to that is it's cheaper because the cost of running a server. So a server is where, all of your websites will be hosted. So the cost of running that server will be shared among all of you. Yeah. Now, the downside is, you're sharing it, which means it's like you're sharing a room. You're sharing a room with someone else. Of course, if someone is not, hygienic in the website context, if their website is hacked, it might spill over to yours if you're using shared hosting. Now, then there is what we call the VPS. So this is virtual private server. So this is like an upgraded version of shared. So this VPS, the good thing is you won't be sharing your hosting space with anyone, and it's way better with performance than shared. Now the issue with this is it's a little bit pricier. So if you look at if we look at TrueHost VPS, so let's look at here cloud service. I think as you can see, this VPS one here is going for 800 monthly. Yeah, so it's more pricier than web hosting. So if you compare the two, so this their shared hosting. So there's shared hosting. This is 2,000. So if you divide that, you say 2,000 divided by 12, that's around 166 per month, and their cheapest hosting, their cheapest VPS is 800. So as you can see, this is pricier than shared hosting. When should you go for VPS? Now, if you are starting, say, an e-commerce or an online store, I would suggest you go directly for VPS. But if you're starting a blog, I would suggest you start from shared first. Once you have enough money, and once your website start growing, you can now upgrade to VPS.